I wasn't sure which glasses to wear, so I just wore all of them. Oh. Was that really? I'm just realizing how cringe that was.
I'm not gonna wear any of them.
Hello, and welcome to And Do Special Interests with me. My name is Haley Honeyman, and I just hung out in the garden. Fun place, fun vibes, good times, watching reels in the garden. We're gonna start over. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley Honeyman, and today we're starting a different type of video, maybe a new series. Who's to say? Today we have visited the garden, and now we're gonna talk about one of my special interests, books. For some of you, this might be very surprising because not that long ago, like a year ago, I posted, I'm gonna sneeze, I can feel it and it's edging me. Look at the light. Apparently I'm not gonna sneeze. So I have many different special interests that cycle in my life. And I think this is the combination of ADHD and autism for me, where I get really intensive about things that I love. And then I drop them for something else that I get super excited for and intense about. But it's always the same things that I cycle through in terms of special interests. And currently, we're in a book phase. I have been reading, dog. I have been reading. I just started a Goodreads as well, where you can follow along, read my book reviews. I am starting it blank and only reviewing books that I have read this year. Anyways, I have the goal of reading about 30 books this year. We're gonna see how realistic that is. I've already read, I have read about 5 books this year, and we're about 2 weeks in, so I don't know, the special interest is special interesting right now, okay? I have 3 different categories of books that I want to talk to you today about. Oh my God. I just remembered I got the funniest PR package. Wait, I need to show you. Tell me why I was on the Prime PR package list. Huh? Someone tell me. I was sent a big tub of their hydration drink and then all of their energy drinks, and yet I do think they're a little too sugary. Why am I talking? This isn't an advertisement for Prime. I'm gonna stop this now. First, I want to talk to you about the books I have already read this year and the ones that stand out from those. So I want to start first with a book that I actually don't have because I immediately gave it to someone because I'm like, you have to read this so I can talk to somebody about it, which is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't think anyone is giving it as much praise as it really deserves. This is a beautiful book about woman. I guess try again. Here's my Goodreads review of it. So if you want a sober description of it, there, pause, read it. If you want the garden version of it, here it is. Woman, let's try again. Famous woman, almost Marilyn Monroe, like energy-esque. Real old now, real old. Reaches out to journalist and says, for the first time ever, I'm going to tell you my life story and you can publicize it. Cool, cool intro. Ooh, this is fun. Backstory on her life. Evelyn, you fucking crazy, girl. You're fucking crazy. Oh my God, woman. Woman. If you've read it, you know. Oh my God, go read it. It just is so cool. You love her, but you hate her. You're intrigued by her. Oh my God. Evelyn. Okay, did that make any sense at all? The aftertaste, dude. Why am I still drinking it? Next one I want to talk to you about is by an author that a lot of people don't love. And I'm fine, you can have your opinions about the author, whatever. What I find is nice about Colleen Hoover here is her writing is super basic. So I read Heartbones by Colleen Hoover, and like every other Colleen Hoover book I've read, it's an incredibly easy read. It's not hard because it's super simplistic writing, and you get that with the storyline. It's not anything crazy. It's not gonna blow your socks off, but it's an easy read. And so this was the first book I read this year because I wanted to get back into reading, and this did that. It gives you a cute story with somewhat interesting characters, and it does a pretty good job for what it is. It was fun to get back into reading. A couple moments I went, ooh, but the ending is like the most predictable thing in the world. The twist is the most predictable thing in the world. But fun. Here's my Goodreads review of it. Pause to see the actual intellectual review of it. The next book that I wrote it. The next book that I read was a Harlan Coben book called Home. Now, I have read a couple of Harlan Coben books now, and I want to talk to you about Harlan Coben, okay? I want to talk to you about this guy. One of my favorites was Tell No One by Harlan Coben. It's just like, it's super compelling, really fast-paced. It's a story about, wait, let me confirm, is this, oh, yeah. I was right, okay. Tell No One is this story about this man whose wife was seemingly kidnapped and murdered. Right? This is this, right? Yeah, it is. Why do I keep feeling like I feel like someone's gonna tell me that I haven't read this book when I have.
This jumps forward to him later in life, and how essentially she might not have been kidnapped and murdered, and she maybe is trying to contact him in some sneaky way. And it is just the depiction of how that goes down. And I can't say almost anything about this book without giving it all away.
Super fast-paced read. Absolutely recommended this one after reading it to people because I was like, this is fast-paced, it's exciting, there's so many twists, I don't know where the story's gonna go, and it was really exciting. After that, I then went and read this one, was The Match. This one was definitely not as good as this one. Interesting book about a man who, oh my God, this is so complicated. He was a little boy abandoned in the woods, and then later in life grew up as a bit of an oddball. Later in life got a DNA match with a relative. And so it's him going down this crazy storyline of understanding who his family is. It's really hard to describe books while you're stoned. Holy shit. I also feel like I just talked about that for 4 years. So this one really did feel like a down step to the last one that I read, but I still really enjoyed it. I then attempted to read I Will Find You, and I DNF'd it. Honestly, I just got to a point where I was like, I could be reading other things and this could be so much more interesting, and I left it. That was last year. New year, new bitch, maybe? And so I decided to give him another go, and I read this book named Home. Now, the important thing that you need to know about this book is that it is sold as a standalone, but it is a part of it's like the 11th book in a series. And because of that, I found that the two main characters in this book were unlikable and just you didn't care about them because you don't know anything really about them or anything of interest because they've probably been described in the other 11 books. But this is essentially about two men who seem to be this crime duo, are associated with these two boys that went missing in childhood, and way later in life, 10 years later or something, one of the kids shows up, and now these two detectives are going out and trying to figure out this story of what's going on. It sounds super interesting, and the first little bit was interesting. The first chapter, holy shit, I was like, this is gonna be an unbelievable book. I gave this one, here's my Goodreads of it. I don't know, I didn't love it, I wouldn't recommend it, I wouldn't read it again, and I probably won't try another Harlan Coben book unless somebody is adamant that I try one. So that's where we're at with those. Now we're on to what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, I'm sorry. I'm here in this book right now, and I am loving this book. I love the characters, I'm interested in the story. I think her writing is really beautiful and makes you really feel for this character, and the main character in this book. Here's the summary. Okay guys, backtrack. The summary of this book is that a woman has booked a hotel room for herself in which she plans to herself. But she booked into a hotel that was meant to be entirely booked out for a wedding. And it is the story of how this woman who doesn't want to be here anymore starts to interact with these people that are celebrating life and love. And it's just about unlikely friendship, and I'm really loving it so far. I really hope that this book doesn't go in a direction and end in one place. It feels like there's two options for this ending, and I really hope it doesn't go one way, and I'm excited and hopeful that it goes a different direction. Okay. Those are all the books that I wanted to talk about. That was fun. I've just started gardening with a different strain. I have noticed that this strain affects me so differently in the sense that like I feel creative on it, I feel focused when I've done it, and I read a lot now while I'm like stoned, and that's a great fun time. Oh my God, I was gonna tell this story earlier and then I got the fucking Prime. Wait, what story? Wait, I literally just forgot. I thought about the Prime and then I forgot again. Oh, okay. Say it now. Some of you might be confused that I'm gardening now because I made a video on my like shorts and my reels and stuff early last year that got a lot of traction, which was talking about the fact I quit cold turkey gardening because I was a little bit addicted to it and doing it to hide my feelings and stuff. I'm not smoking that frequently, and yeah, I feel good about how I'm consuming it because I'm not doing it to hide feelings. I'm not doing it to forget things, to avoid things. I'm actually doing it to enhance creative experiences. That's dope. That's sick. If you like this type of video, let me know. What other things should I do when I'm having a good time? Otherwise, as always, I am so proud of you for putting in the work to yourself because nobody else is gonna do it for you, so it's pretty fucking cool that you're doing it for yourself. How cool is that? That I remembered that whole thing that I say at the end of every video while we're not fully here. Okay, I love you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Me and my bed have a date now, and we're gonna go to sleep. Love you. Bye.